Shaggy and I were talking backstage, and we said Jamaica is an island geographically, but it's not an island spiritually. Jamaica is global. It touches the whole world. And basically, this conversation. Oh, hold on. Listen sit down.
Which seat, right? That's
This conversation is not just about Jamaica's global influence. We all know that. Is but giving the past, the context, the present, and then, which is what's happening right now, and then the future, strategizing amongst ourselves about how Jamaica will be a part of the future global marketplace, etc. I'm gonna let everybody, you know everyone. Adam's already done a good job introducing, but I'm gonna let everyone say something a little bit about themselves and why it's important for them to be in this conversation. Shaggy.
First of all, I'd just like to take the opportunity.
Oh, wait. Whoa, wait. You have a video. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you have a video.
Yeah, you have a video.
All right, go on for the
we have a video from the global head of music, who's in London right now. He wants to say something. Leo Cohen, you guys may know him. He was CEO of Def Jam, CEO of Warner Music Group, founder and CEO of 300 Entertainment, and now the global head of music for YouTube. So we have a video. Thank you so much for that reminder, Shaggy. Thank you. All right.
Hi, my name is Leor Cohen, and I'm the global head of music for YouTube and Google. I'm here in London, and I'm excited to welcome all of you to YouTube's Future Insiders Summit. Future Insiders is an incredible program that I'm extremely passionate about. We want to bridge knowledge and the access gap between YouTube and underrepresented communities. It's a huge responsibility and also an enormous commitment that we want to take on. Obviously, Black music is shaping the globe, and Caribbean music is an important part of it. We want YouTube to be the place where music fans can discover, consume, and participate in the way that builds community and fuels the culture. Jamaica and the Island Music Conference, big shout out to you all. Thank you for having us, and thank you everyone for helping bring this event to life. Irie, and I hope you have a nice time. Bye-bye.
So Shaggy. Actually, Shaggy's the chairman too. So first of all, thank you for having us. Thank you very much, man. And shout out to Sharon Burke as well, and everything. But Shaggy, kick us off, man. You know, tell us why are we here.
Well, first I want to take the opportunity to say thanks to everybody who have showed up. This whole summit is really about education on many different levels in the business of music and not just the music business. It was so great. I want to take big respect to, what's her name again? Rachel, who was out here earlier, and how she broke down the new format. Shorts, yeah. Right, to YouTube, which is basically how you can, I would say that most of Jamaican consume most of their music through YouTube. What U Shorts is so good about it is that because it's a competition against TikTok, right? You're thinking about YouTube spending a shitload of money, right, Tuma, in marketing it, in my opinion. And if we can, because it's so new, if we get involved in that from early, and what it does, it's a bridge to the long form of your content, and then you can start monetizing it right away, right? And because it's so new, it can only grow and grow bigger, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with because, of course, it's Google.
Yeah, no. Shaggy said it. I didn't say it.
Yeah. So in watching it and listening to what you were saying, it was very interesting and good. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out. And I sat outside. For those of you who came early, kudos to you. For someone who come late, and if you come like earlier, so you can catch all the knowledge from before. when we're doing this, people who registered, I was noticing that a lot of registered people were people from overseas, not a lot of locals. And the real reason for us to do is to educate our locals. That personally for me. So if people can come and every time I come here, I learn something more. The last time I was here, I learned something about even copyright laws in Jamaica, which I didn't know from before. So I always learn something. But we're gonna get to some things. We have Lila, who's here.
Go on, Shaggy.
Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, blessings. Ask me something, Mama, for just.
No, everybody introduce themselves.
Yeah, bless up everybody. My name is Lila Ike, and when I was asked to be a part of this, I felt very honored. It means that the work that I'm doing is being recognized and appreciated. And like Shaggy said, I'm here to learn as much as everybody else. You know, you see the advancement in technology and how even YouTube is changing with the shorts and everything. I personally have never used it, so being here is just as much learning as it is, you know, to inspire anybody out there who needs some inspiration.
Thank you. Lloyd?
Lloyd?
Yes, Lloyd Laing. For those who know me, know that I've been in the music business for quite a bit. For those who don't know me, I am the chairman of Avaris Interactive Group, which is a data-driven consultancy firm that focuses on music and entertainment. I also run, I'm the music director at Edge 105, one of Jamaica's fastest growing radio brands. And along with that, we have a few other brands that you might be familiar with, louditup.com, Island Music Club, and I'm also a music consultant for quite a few of Jamaica's foremost brands. I sit in the boiler room, so hopefully I might have a bit of, knowledge that I can share with you guys today. And again, I thank the chairman and yourself, Teejay, for making this thing happen. Thanks.
Give thanks. Teejay!
Yeah, man, I don't know blessings of family. I know my name is Teejay, the up top boss. And yeah, we're just outside right now to learn anything and everything that I don't know about YouTube, because I only know how to sing, you know? Yeah.
That's what we want. We want the music,
man.
the culture.
Don't know.
So I have to also give this disclaimer. Shaggy and myself have had this conversation many times. So a big part of this is also just to get more perspective and to kick off the conversation nationwide. All right, so the first part. Jamaica, so many genres have come out of here. Ska, reggae, dancehall, dub, rocksteady, and so many have spin off directly. You know, hip hop, Cool Herc was from here. You know, reggaeton, what's the guy's name? El General. His parents were from here, right? El General, reggaeton. Yeah, punk rock and British came from, that ska type of thing. Shaggy went on Breakfast Club and said Afrobeats and created a stir on the continent. I'm from Africa, by the way.
Oh yeah, I got beat.
He created a stir.
I got beat up in my DM for that.
My WhatsApp went crazy.
Honestly, I was gonna wonder. I was wondering when you're gonna say Afrobeat.
Oh yeah, I said Afrobeat.
Honestly, Afrobeat music come from dancehall music.
Well,
that's arguable.
Yeah, that's
That's arguable.
No, even Burna Boy said it. Even Burna Boy said it at the concert.
Let me bring
so we can't fight that.
You say
I've been going to Africa for years upon years. Especially during the hotshot time, we were there almost every year. Majority of the music that was played in Africa was dancehall. Even Burna Boy himself used to do dancehall. I saw Burna Boy night before last night at Clive Davis' party, and he says to me, he says, Shaggy, the last time I saw you, I was opening for you in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of those back then in there, and that was it. So if you listen to the groove of it, it's the vibe and the energy of it. It is, right, inspired by dancehall. We all know everything is from Africa. Everything is from Africa. So, but it is inspired, and most music inspire every other music. A lot of dancehall was also inspired by other music, other forms.
Exactly.
When you talk about reggaeton, even reggaeton. There was a brother by, you just call him name El General. El General and I went to a place called Erasmus High. If anybody from Brooklyn know Erasmus High School in Brooklyn, Flatbush. El General used to be with his brother. There was a guy called Carl Williams. I don't know if you know Carl Williams. Carl Williams was a guy that worked at VP Records, and he did over. He was the one that produced all the Spanish songs, the Jamaican songs, in Spanish, with a guy called Gringo. El Gringo was the first guy who was doing it, and was doing it. Gringo got incarcerated, and then El General started to get success with doing songs like he did over the Shabba songs, he did over the Tony Kelly songs, with Little Lenny, and those songs in Spanish, word for word. Carl actually at that time named the genre reggaeton, is what he called it. And two people say reggaeton, it became reggaeton. Nobody mentioned Carl Williams. That's the man that named the genre. This is $1 billion genre right now. See, and that came from dancehall also. So everything come from everything. So, there's no need for people to be like, yo, where this come from, where this come from? It's all from Africa at the end of the day. See, because we're all black people and it is all part of the culture.
100%, and I advocate that circle. Just feeding that circle.
Yeah.
And then I also believe that music will be the reunification of black people. Literally,
absolutely.
Colonialism separated us, slavery separated us.
Yeah.
Put these artificial borders on the continent, linguistically. Oh, this one is Francophone, these ones speak English, these ones speak Portuguese. That it's music that's going to reconnect us. That Marcus Garvey, who was from Jamaica, what he talked about will happen through music.
Exactly. And it there's the heart of it, the soul of it. So music is the main thing.
Well, I want to talk about, that's the spiritual part. Let's talk about the strategy.
I'm glad how you just jumped into the controversial part first, right?
No, this whole thing.
So, by the way, Shaggy said some shit on...
Because everyone has to be energized. Because everyone has to be energized. This cannot
and they just start killing it right away.
Conversation. Everyone, when you go home tonight at dinner, you talk about this at dinner with your families, etc. Because now
If you evoke conversation, I get you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, I want to hear from Lila, Lloyd, and Teejay about this topic.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jamaica's place in when you have like Afro beats and Amapiano and all these new kind of movements coming up from all over the world?
Yeah, personally, I share the same sentiment as it relates to every music, just inspiring every music.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to a lot of reggae music, a lot of soul music, and I feel like that is why my music sounds the way it does. But also being a 20-odd-year-old girl in a 2023 when, trap music and Afrobeat and all of that is happening, the music that I'm going to be making is going to sound different from, what I started making just because all of this is happening right now. Personally, I find the conversation of genreism to be very, everybody just wants to claim that they are, the innovators and that them own this versus looking at just how amazing it is that a small island like ourselves and our culture can just become something so inspirational to. I listen to Afrobeat and I can hear the dancehall influence. I listen to all sorts of music and you can just reggaeton and you can hear how reggae influences it. To me, that's just, I love this. I feel seen as a Jamaican girl, as a Caribbean girl. So I'm more about just appreciating the influence and the inspiration versus saying, our music this and we do this. We have seen what our music has done and continues to do so. Yeah.
No. Lloyd.
I agree with Shaggy and I agree with the notion, but I always look on this standpoint where as a culture we try to go out there and say dancehall is ours and reggae is ours. I have an analogy.
Yeah.
A man have a couch and him choke the couch and him go up on the side of the curb and him waiting for the trash guy to come and pick it up every day if he dash it off. Then a neighbor moves in across the road and him don't have a couch. And him see the couch and him take up the couch, move it across the road. In a few weeks, him retailer the couch, it look nice, have new sponge. Then the previous owner, come on, say, yo, the brother, what you do with me? What you do with my couch? That don't make no sense. You threw it out the window.
Yeah.
Somebody else more appreciative saw it, took it up.
Yeah.
We are in an industry where for 30 years we have a dead man running the charts, and we're like, yeah, we are run reggae from a dead man.
You talking about Bob Marley?
Yeah, if I never for Shaggy alone and a few others, I mean,
Okay.
what we're talking about, a dead man running the chart. How
Yeah.
can we be proud to have a dead man running a chart for 30 years? Like let's be. No, it's not a matter about great. It's about. Yeah, it's not about this in the
No,
legend,
he's only
brother.
talking statistically.
There are
He's not
things,
talking about.
there are times, and we deal
yeah.
with statistics here.
He's only talking statistics.
When I talk off of statistics.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, how we feel, the sentimental value of how we feel about the music is counterproductive to the growth of the music. And until we understand that in the world of numbers, we going to have to use that right now for win back.
Yeah. Yeah, what Lloyd said is pure. He's only talking pure science in that context.
And when you hear me say, in my opinion, that means it's from my opinion. Anything else you hear me talk here today is based upon empirical data.
Yeah, Teejay, you're an artist. How are you inspired by all these movements, and how does that incorporate into your own music, even?
The my argument are kind of bigger than me still. Honestly, I'm just going to refer to the part you talk about new sounds and things. I mean, if you even study, we as the younger generation artists from Jamaica, we don't even do dancehall music. Honestly, I'm just going to speak for myself, you know? Because most of the time when we get the we can't even bother with that. Honestly, because I'm a singer. You get me? I sing G, I like the melody, so most of the time we mix it too, because we think like, oh, that come from dancehall, that come from this, so we can do it too. So we just mix it and just create something. So most of the time you realize we go back 90s, hip-hop, mix it with the new school thing and create our sound. You get me? Yeah. So I'm just going to refer to that part. But the other things you guys talking about, trust me, bigger than me. Just to learn it.
Literally.
So
Yeah. I think the main thing too is try to make music that don't have a ceiling.
Amen.
You know? But because the more we get we get caught up into the emotions of the cultural emotions of it, then you won't look outside. I remember, like right now, you see hip-hop music are playing a dance hall. Me remember at a time where it's an abomination to play a hip-hop tune. Or a soca. You know what I mean?
Is soca too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know, I remember that. Right? And I remember when I started at one point, they look at me and say, yeah, well, Shaggy, I make some look of funky music. The man then make the real thing, and the man, and I was criticized heavy about it. But if you go back also, there was also a certain artist that was criticized heavy in his time, right? For doing what is known as crossover kind of funky, kind of white music, and that was Bob Marley. You know, and you know, there's a well-documented documentary by Chris Blackwell where Chris Blackwell was showing you how they made the Wailers music when they brought it to England, and they were white session musicians that overdub on some of these recordings. So, in fairness, Marley's music is a hybrid, right? And isn't it ironic that that music is now the blueprint of what reggae music is? So don't tell me about hybrid at the end of the day.
So
you cannot get growth without being uncomfortable. You cannot get growth without stepping outside your comfort zone.
That's
Amen.
true.
We should always aim to be uncomfortable and aim to be criticized and aim to be looked at in that way, because that's the only way we can get growth and the only way we can hit the ceiling. Right? So I am loving the conversation. I'm loving the mixtures of music. I'm loving when somebody mix Afrobeat with soca with roots and R&B and put whatever elements, because that way you eliminate the ceiling.
Amen.
Brilliant. You know,
So-
I want to add something to that.
Please do.
There's a space, as Shaggy said earlier. Being, you know, we have to go outside of the borders, always try to evolve the music.
Yeah.
Now, one of those spaces that we have, if we never have that space, we wouldn't have Lila Ike.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Protege. We wouldn't have Jan 9.
Yeah.
Jamnesia.
Amen.
That was a space that incubated the
important
reggae
space.
revival. It's one of the most important spaces in the modern music scene right now.
Well, you're talking about revival. So, and by the way, I'm only speaking from a business perspective right now, what I'm about to say. I mean, because I don't want anyone, because we're talking about an emotional product, music, right? So, about 20 years ago, and first of all, I want to acknowledge Shaggy. Shaggy's a very humble guy, but not just his legend, but the wealth of his earned wisdom, right, through his experiences. In history, when you have someone who actually lives something or who's as a first-hand account, that the richness of that primary source, that's in history, he's a primary source. He's seen, experienced all these things. I don't want that to go over anyone's head how valuable some of the things he's telling us is. And Shaggy, and I'm going to go to everyone because we all lived this. About 20 years ago, there was this, I call it dance hall exportation explosion, right? I say dance hall's always been popping, but from an exportation perspective to the US, to the UK, to Canada, I saw Specs is here, to Africa, etc. There was an explosion. Sean Paul, Wayne Wonder, Elephant Man, T.O.K. It was who was the pull up, Mr. Vegas. You know what I mean? It was like this. It was a boom, right? And then that exportation. I'm only speaking from a numbers perspective. Started going down a little bit. Shaggy, can you tell us some of the things that you witnessed? Because remember, Shaggy lived even before that in terms of his exportation explosion. No. So he saw. So he was already. You already a veteran. You already a seasoned veteran. You already a legend. By the time that even happened, what did you see, and what can we learn from the high and the low in terms of the exportation part?
I always say that stars promote culture, but superstars shift culture. And what I mean by a superstar, I'm talking about a star that has superhero-like talent, charisma, charm, work ethic, presence, drive. When Yellow Man became globally massive, reggae and dancehall wasn't even 2% of the market share. Nobody knew what dancehall was. It wasn't played. There was no radio station that played it. We have iHeartMedia to this day has probably around, 900 stations. Can anybody in here guess how many reggae stations it have? Just give me a number. 0. So this is when you talk about superstars, superhero stars. These are artists that's going to basically make the world stop and take notice without having all the bells and whistles and the leg ups that other genres have. So Yellow Man walked in and him look. He's a albino guy. The man smell like 50 broke perfume buckle. Him full of diamonds and him step in and you stop and say, who the fuck is that? That's a superhero star. That's a superstar. Again with Shabba Ranks, when Shabba come in, Shabba only sold gold. It was never, not even a platinum seller. These both albums sold gold. 1, 2 Grammy. But you could not deny Shabba's presence when he walked in a room.
Oh, booyaka.
Him have the biggest slang them. You have to stop them man, they're well dressed. Them man, they don't even dress. You know, I think them yard clothes. Shabba now have yard clothes. Shabba dress every day. You have to wonder if him go sleep to him yourself. But he was always on. He was always performing. That's a superstar. That's a star with superhero-like presence. It's the same thing that goes down. When we started with Oak Carolina, people's wondering, like, who's the dude with that voice? Where's this song come from? What is this? And bombastic are these songs. Oak Carolina was the first first dancehall song to ever go #1 in the British chart.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right? Mr. Bombastic was the first reggae or dancehall song to ever debut first day out at #1.
Wow.
We did it twice again with Angel and again with Wasn't Me and with the album Hot Shot. At that time, we were still less than 5% of the market share. Most people ask the question, oh, yeah man, YouTube or say Google or Live Nation or Universal won't invest a lot of money in dancehall and reggae. Why? Because it's less than 5% of the market share. I ask you a question. When has it ever not been 5% of the market share? Because when we was selling I sold 40 million records. When I did that, we were less than 5% of the market share. But we had superhero stars, and Sean Paul came and did it. And then we have that whole dancehall revolution. But we didn't have smart enough people in charge. You had great artists, but not smart enough people. Who remember when Gwen Stefani did the Hey Baby?
I remember.
Yeah.
That's in the middle of the whole dancehall vibe that was going on. VPR, run the place, everything boom. Sean Paul, We and the Wonder, Elephant Man, everything I want. Do all, bust the place. And she came and she did, what is the song name? Hey Baby.
Yeah, I remember.
And then all of a sudden, you saw that she had a handbag and shoes and hat, and all of that was being sold in Macy's with the colors and everything. How come none of us did that shit? Because none of us knew how to. And there was not a lot of managers that understood. People don't even know that managers are not supposed to even touch your money. You're supposed to have a business management company that actually pays your manager. So how much are we the manager call the money?
95% of it.
Exactly. I'm just letting you know there's a lot of things that we need, what we don't know. But what I'm saying to you, we have to learn this. And this is why these things are important. To have these conversations so you can know. I mean, never know either, because later on me learn this, you know. When me say, oh, I saw it go for real.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why we need to talk about financial literacy also.
Exactly.
Amen.
Making the money is one thing. Having the money work for you is another thing.
Yeah.
And knowing where to invest it. And who to invest it with. That's all part of why we're doing this. And it really bothers me when my sister says some people not come earlier, them not there, and most of the Jamaica, them not registering for coming in, but them rather go a dance and spend the same money go a dance.
Yeah. Lloyd, you look like you have something to say. Lloyd is holding on to something.
Got you, sorry, my boss.
He looks like
No, man. I mean, I agree with Shaggy 110. But, you know, this is something I have seen personally over the last probably 15 years.
Okay.
Just trying to do things within the space. Years ago when we started Certified Streams was supposed to be our music monitoring service for the Caribbean. But then you find out nobody got to it. And then when all of the other external people say the value in it and them use it, and then when the time come, you can't pay for it because the price for it now is not within your budget.
Yeah, but you can't compete against free.
Exactly. You right?
Well, it's not free.
But hear the thing now.
Whoa,
Hear the thing now.
No, but you know what? But you have to remember something. Is because I originally come from media. It's not free. You're paying with your eyeballs.
Exactly.
You're paying with your time.
Exactly.
Those advertisers are, you know what I mean? Is you're sitting.
Them man are dangerous. Them man say it's not free. You're paying with your eyeballs.
Yeah. So when you don't skip those ads,
But
you know.
But the point I'm trying to make, it's not. You're right. With ads is how they make it. But there's still, for a service like his service, he cannot compete against free. It's so mega. It's same with television stage. Why do you think that RGR are going to have a problem, or any of these other media going to be in a problem down the line? Because they're going to be top heavy, and then people, if you are if you're water or you're any other product, it's easier for you advertise online. It's cheaper. You know what I mean? It's easier to put it up on YouTube and advertise it. You get more eyeballs, like you say.
Well, let's talk music.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, everything now is driven by data, right? And I mean, we're in this space where there is not, as you said, currently it's the reggae, even the homegrown music industry is less than 0.005% of the global market. So there is really no need for people who want to invest their money into this space to really take on this space. And as you said, for the few that are here that do it, they do it because they do it for the culture, most of them.
Yes.
But if you're really into the business of reggae and music, it's an exportable product. So you're not even trying to sell it to Jamaican people anymore. Why? We're in an industry, people, that we claim is the capital of the world, and we don't have one good record shop.
But we have a venue. Think about that.
But there's no.
Think about the entertainment capital of the Caribbean, and we don't have one good venue. You go Trinidad, you see the big old sexy venue. And we don't have, and everything come out of Jamaica. When you look at it globally, how come we don't have one venue?
So about National Stadium?
No. That's not acoustically. That
that's not
can't
an
put on
acoustic
nothing.
venue.
Okay, acoustic. Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's a sports. That's a sports
Okay.
venue.
That's
Okay,
for-
okay, no,
that's for
okay,
soccer.
okay.
There's no music art. There's no arts cultural venue
So,
here.
so basically, the infrastructure needs to improve. The pipeline. Like if
and-
you go to Atlanta, you have all those clubs, you have all those studios, you have all those venues, etc., etc. And Atlanta feeds so many things.
Yeah, but when reggae was at its peak and when Jamaican music at its peak, we had 17 theaters, we had 15 cinemas, 19
what
areas to
happened
go
to them?
dance.
What happened?
What has happened is that we have regressed. The music industry has regressed. And where the progression, Shaggy had to fight through. Him literally fight through the desert for reach where him there. And it's on the back of the foundation that people like Shaggy and the Sean Paul said that allow people like Lila and Proto and these guys now to push forward because they have learned from these people.
So,
But if them never did it,
wait, but I'm just curious. Is there a brain drain? You know how like creative brain drain? Like if I make a little bit of money and then I leave, is that where?
No, I think that what happened at the time when we were really taking the market, right in the 2000s going down there, when we were doing really, really well, and we could have shift culture globally, right? We just fell short. We didn't have proper follow-ups. We didn't have proper management. We didn't have proper publishers. We didn't create the right deal. We didn't have bigger lawyers. We didn't, all of those. It's called education at that time, and we just lost it. And if you look at the Spanish people, and when the Latin music come up and them catch a run,
Yeah.
them end up get all them own Grammy. Them have them own Grammy award. Them have to sit down and fight over the one little Grammy where everybody are war over. Them have them own Grammy award because there became a movement. And we could have been that movement. And this is what we have to do. We have to think bigger. We can't think hustle. Every man we are coming, come get up, them get a run now, them just want to eat a food.
Our artist of the year.
Yes, you have to invest back in your craft. Master your craft and invest back in your craft and win. That is what it is about. And I think we lost within that window, right? And when the new artists them come back now, they were following another model. And it wasn't a model that was moving numbers.
How do we rebuild? Well, I'm saying I feel Jamaican right now. So how do we rebuild?
we have, as Shaggy said earlier, the industry has always been creative heavy. So we have had great musicians, great singers, great backup vocalists, great engineers, but beyond the studio, where the managers them, where are the music consultants, where are the A&Rs, where are those people that when you do have a product and then pull outside into the exportable market and say, we have a product, them say, all right, where's your team? Because everybody, they don't know, listen, labels say to me all the while, they don't really know how to market. But if you have the team, that's half of the battle, because at least you can guide them.
I think it's making yourself bankable.
Yeah.
If you make yourself bankable, if you are an artist, and them tell you, say, you have to go a Sirius XM, 8 o'clock in the morning for the interview, don't show up at 3 o'clock.
Right.
Professionalism.
I didn't become a huge artist like this by becoming the most talented artist. I'm not saying I didn't work at my craft and work hard, but me know artists went out of Jamaica were run rings around me. But I would go to an interview and them say for there is 7 o'clock, and me will show up there from 6. And me can guarantee whosoever there in my genre as my competition now reach till 5 o'clock.
Shaggy, listen.
And then them say, when my number one, them say, Chun Brown.
TJ, say
Shaggy, listen, like from before coming to Kingston, moving to Kingston from Montego Bay, 'cause you know me from Mobile. And like when me get an interview in a Kingston, them time they not have the toll road. And trust me, I rise up from 3 o'clock. And me I reach at the interview there. Up to now, no matter how my boss, me always early and on time, you know? Yeah, man.
And when you become bankable, then the labels are going to basically try to invest in you. I started from the bottom. right? At any label. When I got to Virgin Records with old Caroline at the time, people didn't know what to do with me. They're sitting in these meetings on Monday morning and said, what do we do with the banana boat guy? And then I ended up getting number one and says, oh my God, he's number one. Shit. And then we come in and them say, you need to make another one of this. And then I'm like, I'm not making another one. And every record needs to sound, you know, he's being difficult because you know that Sly and Robbie got that record with Chakademus. And it's just the same, boom, boom, boom. Oh, Carolina, boom, boom. Tease me, tease me, tease me, tease me, babe. It's the same thing. Shaggy, you need to do it again. I'm saying, fuck you, I'm not doing it again. Well, he's difficult. That guy is difficult. And then, oh, Apache Indian, he just came with the same thing. Boom shakalak. In your body. He's number one. The guy is difficult. And then the next record I gave them was Mr. Bombastic. And it says, this is trash. It doesn't sound like the same thing. That's what I went through. And it was in meetings until Levi's called down and say, oh, we want to use this for our commercial. And then, boom, it was number one. And then everybody's like, oh shit, the banana boat guy did it again. But then you work to become bankable. But if you don't have the right management and they're trying to work it and do the thing and making friends, shaking hand, kissing baby, and playing golf when you don't even know how to play fucking golf, then you're gonna have a problem. You got to make yourself be bankable. And you're gonna work because you don't have the genre. Let me break this down for you, just a second. I'll give you something. You know this. 2 billionaires right now, there's Rihanna and there's Kanye. Who is their leg up?
Rihanna.
Jay-Z.
Oh, leg up.
Okay. You got Drake and you got Nicki. Who is their leg up?
Lil Wayne.
Okay. You got Snoop, you got 50 Cent, you got
Eminem.
Dr. Dre, you got Eminem. Who is their leg up? Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You got Alicia Keys, great artist, could play piano. And you say, oh my God, she's wonderful, blah, 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 blah. Right? And then, who was her leg up? Clive Davis, the most powerful man in music at that time. And then she didn't have to worry about who was budgets on records and budgets on producers and budgets on marketing. It's Clive Davis. He signed a fucking check. Okay? And you're saying like, oh my God, look what she do. Her first interview was Oprah. So it wasn't why it happened. Why wouldn't it? We don't have that.
Well, back in the day,
dancehall don't have that. Reggae never had that.
Well, Chris Blackwell
Blackwell was an independent label that became huge after a while.
And
thank God for YouTube.
Yeah.
Because Bob's shit didn't happen till afterwards.
Okay.
So if it was built on that, we wouldn't have gotten anywhere. But this was a man that was within the culture and looked up it. We are not that lucky. So when we are do something, we have to do it 10 times better, 10 times harder, wake up 10 times earlier, see, and make 10 times better than everybody. Just to have a level playing field. Just to have a level playing field. Someone write up something like this, what one Shaggy I go so hard, the man in the rich already. What do you? You want me come out of this? Take me out. Because there's no way I should be 54 years old and beating you in numbers. No fucking way.
Wow. Well,
no way.
Well, Lila, because you're the voice of the youth, whose professionalism or even artistic, just whose work ethic do you admire? Like you're in the social media era, etc. Whose grind are you watching and say I admire?
I feel like I was blessed with the opportunity to, before I started putting out music professionally, I think before I met Teejay, I only had one song out, and it was a feature on a song by this young artist called Royal Blue. Okay. So I never really started my career until I met him. And watching him do his thing, just how seriously he took, being in studio. Every single time I would go to his house, he's working on music every single time, any hour of the night, And is somebody that always tell me, say, yo, it's very important to pour into your career and take, what you're doing very seriously. And as a voice of the younger generation, like I came up with a lot of young youths, and I'm a huge fan of dancehall. You get me? So I will be on YouTube. I don't think there's any new artists right now with me, no. and I'll see people who I am so excited about, and I'm like, yo, this guy have it, you know. And I'm watching everything. I'm watching when BBC come and do them thing, and I'm like, all right, you know, they're not working on their performance, so them carry themselves, everything. And personally, I just feel like, as you know, Shaggy and the other gentleman, Lloyd was saying, like, with the fact that we don't have as much resources as, like, you know, artists from the American market, even numbers, like when I get 1 million streams on a song as an artist from Jamaica, when her gets 10 million, not to say that she's not like an amazing artist, but also have to pay attention to the fact that she's an American artist. So she have, you get me? Her platform, everything is bigger. So as Shaggy said, it's just very important for us to pour into ourselves as much as we can and making yourself bankable, you say?
Yes.
Brandable, everything. Like, there's so much potential here, but a lot of the artists, they're just okay with trending on YouTube or, I don't know, making a little food and going to the parties to spend it out, and that's it. You know, it's, as you say, waking up early to be at the interviews. It's anything that you have to show up to represent yourself. You look the part, you know, because there are always people looking in Jamaica, you know, like Jamaica is the pot where them dig into for everything, inspiration, whatever.
Cool factor.
You get what I say?
Cool
So I just think, them thing they're super important.
And even when you say her, when you say that her might have a platform, when you look at Ariana Grande and all of these people are coming out, they have like $5 million just to roll out.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money they spend. We don't have that. That's why I say when we make music, we have to think about, we look at select them about the place at them Monday, we have to do them drops. We have to do them dub plate. We have to keep in touch with them. Because that is your platform. That's what you're going to use to get the buzz going. Those are the guys that matter. You're not $5 million for go put on your thing. True. And what you're describing about yourself with the next brother, that's love. That's love for what you do. Because if I met so many people who are doing a business with and do music, then people don't love music. They like what music give them. You ever feel some people where they're just insecure with themselves. Some man whenever used to get no girl, but sometimes start make 2 tunes and them get 2 girl. Right?
It's
and
true.
get excited about it. That is not love of music. That is love of where music give.
Yeah, man.
Right? You see, love of music, it no matter what.
Was a night. I remember.
Was a night, yeah.
I remember, and I'm gonna use her as an example because it's somebody that I had the opportunity to be in studio with, and I remember working with her and just watching her work ethic and how my girl would just get up and on the piano and say, all right. You know, I remember after that session, I was interested in, you know, learning how to play an instrument. But you see, after I go in a studio with her for the 2 weeks, then I come back to Jamaica, I can tell you, say, Teejay had to be calling me like, Lila, go on your bed, like, get some sleep. I'm like, yo, I have to learn my guitar, I have to learn the piano, like I'm watching performances from all of the general, them come right back down and watching myself performing and say, all right, you know, say, you go flat this so breath, all of these things, it's being in the gym, it's all of these things, it's really working on yourself first, the artist, developing your craft, and also as it relates to a team. As I said, me fortunate enough to be able to work with Teejay and the Indignation and have a stable team in place that has, you know, mentored me and kind of just nurture me in becoming the artist that I am. But what you find with a lot of young people is that as soon as them boss, the first thing them are going to say, yeah man, my virgin, I'm a manager. And then you go to a show and the stage manager is asking the virgin, yo, okay, so that, and they have no clue. So it's like, it's not that you can't have your friends, but, you know, educate yourselves. You get what I say? So, yeah.
Well, Shaggy said something. Thank you for that, by the way. Shaggy said something just now. He said the cool factor, right? In Jamaica, you're saying you're right. The financial capital may not be there, but the cultural capital is there. The cool factor, right? When I grew up in Zimbabwe, right? So I lived in Zimbabwe from 1988 to 1994, and somebody had dreadlocks. It was at that time. It was like, oh, okay, they smoke weed, they listen to reggae. It was all like the Jamaican direct influence in terms of, and by the way, I've had this conversation with Shaggy, is, you know, Peter Tosh singing about legalizing marijuana way back then, and now it's legalizing all over the world. Yep. That's influence. That's cultural capital. That's being ahead of the curve. And there's a lot of that cultural capital, embodied cultural capital here in Jamaica, whether from the accent and the patois, the words being used everywhere. When you go to Toronto or London, your man's in them, or you know what I mean, or New York, the handshake, the rude boy swag, that bad man. I remember when I was young, I watched Harder They Come. My name is Tuma, and you know Johnny Too Bad was Jimmy Cliff's character. So I was Tuma Too Bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally, after watching Harder They Come, like literally, or in someone who's younger may have had the same kind of experience with Belly, or you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just talking about the cultural capital. Shaggy, you're the one who said cool factor. That wasn't even one of the questions. How do you leverage that cultural capital? If the social capital is there, the relationships with the diaspora in Brooklyn, in Miami, in London, in Toronto, that diaspora, the relationship exists. Right? And the lack of financial capital, how do you leverage that cultural capital in terms of
that to me is our biggest asset we have right now, is our cool factor, is the culture within itself. Do I think we're spending it, investing in it as much as we should? No. I think the country needs to invest in it more. I think we need to represent it more. Yeah. Because it is the one thing that sets us apart from everyone else. Yeah. And when you look at the cool factor, and I'm not going against you in any way.
No, please do go against me. It's okay.
No, my African friend.
Yeah. Don't go against me. We want to shake it up.
So if you look in one African country might have 150 million people.
Yes.
Think about the amount of famous people them coming out of that country at 150 million compared to Jamaica, we don't go 3 million.
Yeah. No,
there's
no question.
Per capita. Think about the amount of people that have affected popular culture out of Jamaica, a little land with 3 million people. We take ourselves for granted too much.
Yeah.
And we need to invest in our culture, in our craft, and every artist to perfect on a craft. This is what Lila just said. She sit down with her and she go back on her yard and she can't sleep. When I went with Sting the other day and start in front of the stadium of people, and I said to myself, say, no sir, me never know say music would have made that kind of money. And I sold diamond.
But Shaggy, can I answer that? I want to answer. Finish, but I want to answer that. I want to answer. I have a good answer. And please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad. I have a good answer.
No, please, I'd like to hear your answer.
All right, This is my answer. So, Jamaica is very close to the United States. What's the migration Windrush to London? What's it called? The Windrush? Windrush, right? Those 150 million people couldn't even get a visa to the UK, even though they were colonized by the UK. Wait, they couldn't even get a visa. They couldn't even get money to get on a plane to Miami or to New York. They didn't have cousins. Maybe it's a linguistic barrier. If you go to Congo and you hear the music in Congo, how good it is, but it's in Lingala. No one is going to listen to music in Lingala in Iowa, right? Wait. So what's happening right now is the technology has allowed even these people to have opportunities that didn't exist during that time. You had studios here in Jamaica.
I buy that.
You were talking about record stores. I know the Chins had VP Records and all these pipelines. Those 150 million people did not have that. And
so you're saying geographically we had a leg up in a way.
Yeah, you had a leg up. And linguistically, English, right?
True.
And also the demand for the services of Jamaica, that's the Toronto, when they were...
Culturally.
Yeah, exactly. Toronto, they actively recruited Jamaicans, the Windrush, they actively...
I'm not going against that.
I haven't even flipped it yet. Now, technology takes away all these barriers to entry. Mm-hmm. Someone in Malawi or Mozambique or in Ethiopia or in Congo or in Ghana now that distance, that economic disadvantage does not exist. Now it's a fair playing field.
Yes.
Right? How does Jamaica show up without those advantages in terms of proximity, in terms of linguistics, in terms of the diaspora, the already existing second generation. How does Jamaica show up in this new playing field with the technology where someone in Natal, KwaZulu-Natal, and then they go viral? You know what I mean? Just like off of music in Ngosa, not in English or in Patois, in Ngosa. No one understands Ngosa, you know? How does Jamaica show up in that new playing field? That's my question to flip it.
Well, the thing that it is like you say, we already have a leg up. The culture of dancehall and reggae is already global. Yeah. So all we have to do now is build on top of that. Right? Now remember, all the thing that you just talked about, which is a technology that's available to you now and to the African continent, it's also available to us. Yeah. So we are supposed to basically use that to our advantage at that point by culturally tapping in to the young generation and selling our culture, which is a cool factor. Especially since it's the embryo of every other thing else.
Let me help also, because also looking at let's say the continent or thing as not competition, but as a marketplace.
Of course.
Because even back the time I'm talking about, you had the Lucky Dubes, the Alpha Blondies,
yes,
people who were directly, right, like influenced or incarnations of the culture
of the culture
of Jamaica,
of reggae, yes,
but they were on the continent, right? So that's also what I say to you.
Great musicianship, by the way.
Great. No.
Yeah.
There were so many of them.
Yeah.
But is looking at 1.2 billion people on the continent as like what you do when you go to Uganda or Nigeria or Zimbabwe or wherever, is looking at, say, hey, look, there's a whole marketplace. I'm not looking at it as competition. I'm looking as this to complement. These are...
Well, the point I was trying to make with the analogy that I made was the fact that we should not sell ourselves short as a culture in Jamaica.
Amen.
Because if you look at the scale of the amount of people compared to how small we are, for us to accomplish that big, we should be knowing that we have something that is special, right? And something that is marketable and something that is bankable, and we should actually work towards doing it. That was my point that I was making with it. You know what I'm saying? The analogy was basically to let them know that with that amount of people, we still stood out. Sorry, Mas.
No, man. Just adding to that we have to be also conscious that when you look on the line item for the Jamaican government, music and entertainment is still considered an informal part of the sector.
Wow.
And until we actually take it as a formal part of the sector, it's going to be always, as you say, a eat a food mentality.
Well, that's powerful. I not really say nothing to us because how much dope plate and they do for the politician them.
I mean, I know about them, you know.
No, that's powerful because those iconic Jamaica, like Visit Jamaica, it built the tourism. Like the tourism is so amazing. The coffee, you know.
Shaggy is a brand that built his brand on his own.
Yeah.
Shaggy had to export his product to become the brand that he is.
Yeah.
If Shaggy was supposed to just maintain himself in Jamaica, nobody would know Shaggy.
Yeah.
Music from day one has been an exportable product. I don't know why we confuse ourselves. It has from day one has been an exportable product, but we have forgotten that it was an exportable product. You cannot sell mango in a land where mango sells free. You have to export mango and get $5 one.
Wow. Well,
up that boss.
Yeah, listen, man.
that's powerful. Is this 1 minute left for Q&A or for Q? Do we have questions? I'm sorry, we talk so much. Oh, there's a lady there.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
What's your name?
My name is Njeri. It is
Kenyan,
African. Kenya, wow.
Yeah.
So just quickly, thank you so much, Shaggy, for you and your collaborators just putting on this wonderful event. Everybody give it up one more time. I'm learning so much as a new artist. So just briefly, I studied in Cuba. and had the opportunity to introduce people to Lila's music.
Wow.
To Savannah's music.
Thank you.
I performed in their songs in their languages. There are thousands of South Africans, especially Nigerians, Angolans in Cuba.
Yeah, so many.
So many. And they love reggae music. I'm speaking to all the young Jamaican artists out here. If you have a chance to travel, please do. Bob Marley has set a wonderful precedent. Shaggy has set a wonderful precedent. Sean Paul. For our music, whatever we are singing, whatever message we are promoting, to be accepted. Last point, Brazil. My brother studied in Brazil. My uncle dared me to go on stage and collaborate with one of the bands that was performing. I ignored it. But then after a while, he said, go on, go ahead. I opened with a little bit of Bob Marley. And it was like, by the end of it, it was like I was a superstar. They hear the music, but they want to put a face to it. Young Jamaicans, again, if you get the chance to travel, please do, and know that there's a place for you. There's a place for your music. And yeah.
Jerry, I'm so glad you said that, because actually I believe that's the one part I left out in the thing, is that's an inheritance. And inheritances can be squandered. If Shaggy's generation, Bob Marley's generation, Sean Paul's generation give you this advantage, right? Squandering is something that's been done with money, with power, et cetera, and it's when people don't have the presence of mind to understand the value of what you have and how to compound it. I'm sorry, Sharon, I think there's
Somebody
a
give the
there.
mic to Lloyd Stanberry, please. Him have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, somebody else.
Yeah.
Before
No,
you.
so Jerry, thank you for that point. Thank you.
Go ahead. Who next?
Test.
Oh, I think Ahmed, the person next to. Oh, he has mic. Okay, and someone right next to Sharon also.
Oh, you have the mic? Talk now.
Oh, you
now
can just
we're-
yell. I'll
All right,
repeat.
it's working now. It's working.
Okay,
Okay, guys.
cool.
We mentioned the cool factor. I want to ask TJ, do you believe that cool factor of Jamaica has influenced your career, and if so, how?
The cool factor.
Cool factor.
The cool factor.
What that again, Shaggy?
The fact that the cool factor of Jamaica, that you are a reggae and a dancehall artist, and how cool that factor is, if that has influenced your career.
Yeah, man, a lot. But I think Jamaican government don't really embrace our music the way it's supposed to embrace. You get me? Honestly, because me as an artist, trust me, I pay tax. When me just bus, me buy 2 cars. And when me run a Ramesh Entertainment, me see 2 big man turn up and look for me. So I say, yeah, buy beer thing and you not pay tax. So me go so now start pay tax. And I realize that every time I fly in a country as an artist, me get the worst treatment. You get me? And when me reach out at airport, me say, welcome to Jamaica, the land of music. So them think they kind of doubt we as the younger generation as artists. Like from society people see we them feel like, oh, a dirty foot corner boy them are rare. But so by the end of the day, them think they kind of make we feel, you know, low down sometime. But when we go out there and just to see how people accept me, just to see how people treat me, like me stand up on stage and people literally kiss me too. And me just hold out my answer like God. Yeah. So me feel good. You know, I feel good if I can go out there and embrace the culture and just come back and just enjoy myself sometimes. So yeah, man, it do a lot, sir.
Oh, that's dope.
Yes.
There's somebody over there.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, good day. My name is Malachi. I'm from Guyana. Let's deal with the conversation that Shaggy and Lila Ike had regarding the numbers with the percentage in terms of millions in the US versus the 3 million in Jamaica. Shouldn't it be more of an embracing, because this is what I'm thinking, when you said that, shouldn't it not be more an embracing of the Caribbean, which is more of 20 million, all right? Because we know that that music coming out of the Caribbean does influence the world music, all right? So shouldn't the focus really be on the Caribbean and extending that base in
That's
the
a
Caribbean
good
to 20
question.
million? 20 million?
That's a good question.
Well, I actually agree with you upon that. You know, I have done, for instance, I have a soca record out there with Bian Kiss, right? I did soca records with Marshall. I have actually always tried to incorporate that in our music. So you're right. The conversation should be on as far as the Caribbean is concerned. The point I was trying to make is me addressing my people here now. See, so this conversation that I'm having with him is me addressing my people in Jamaica right now. See, in my genre, right? And telling them that, hey, on a little, on a talawa, see, we basically did that with this much, right? And I made comparison with my African friend because a whole lot more people. So if you look upon it and say, boy, we did this. So value on yourself a little bit more. The value me I talk about, you know. It's not to be taken in a way like, say, boy, we're going to African. No, of course. Or say we're not. It's me personally, I talk to my Jamaican people and my artists and where they are so. Me stand up and fight for this, yeah, so. See, me go a country around the world and me stand up for dancehall and reggae people, right, so. See, I got nothing against soca, I got nothing against Afrobeat, I got nothing against, but I hear some me born, hear some me grown, and this me defend. See, well, so based on that, there's something to do with it. Say again. No, me agree with you, you know. Remember, say me start off, I agree with you, you know. Me I say, you're right, that should be a part of the conversation. But I'm explaining to you what the conversation I was having was about. With me there with my people.
Yeah, and I also feel regarding the Caribbean conversation too, I feel like another thing that, I don't know it must be the government's responsibility or whatever, but I just feel like we also should be able to move freely among the Caribbean. You see, when we can do that now, when we can just say, all right, may I hop on a plane, go wherever, that's how the music is going to be able to move across them places.
I'm glad you bring it up, because I remember them did that lock up some of the Jamaican, them go to Trinidad the other day, you know. You remember?
That's such a foolish thing.
Honestly.
We don't know about the little thing that we talk about.
Shaggy,
so what does I say?
But you know, I've only been to, I must say, only 1 or 2 other Caribbean islands that I've been to. And trust me, it's amazing. Like the weather. Okay, you don't know reggae music. I go to Europe a lot. And the food, everything, it's always a struggle. It's a quick trip to just bloop and go do that and come back. And they also pay really well. So yeah, I want to definitely impact the Caribbean more. So I just think the movement needs to sort out, isn't it?
Honestly, I just feel like our Caribbean, Jamaican music is the only music that is not being embraced by the government of Jamaica again. Because look at soca. Every soca concert I go. And you know, Jamaican music so big, it has an impact. You keep a soca concert, you have to book a Jamaican artist. Look at that. See? Soca concert, big bro, huge, like large in numbers. Every soca concert bigger than a Jamaican concert right now. May I be honest with you, bro? So just look at that.
I was at I Love Soca and that
I know the argument passed already, but I still got to touch back on the point. Like, for we as artists in the young generation, it's hard for we in a Shaggy. Because look for me now, Teejay, come from Montego Bay, never have a manager. Do it with just singing naturally. People say bad. Zin? But when you reach to a next point now, in the music, you realize you can't do it by yourself as an artist. You can't take the music and go promote it in America if you don't have no visa, if you don't have the link with them people. Yeah. So you realize as an artist now, them time they have to start finding the good people. Them big up to Sharon, me and share all about. Sharon is my manager. No, right? No, I'm talking about before Sharon was Teejay manager. It really hard because look on YouTube, me have a song, 50 million stream on YouTube, right? Yeah. But when I go out in the world and Sharon say, you know Teejay? People be like, no, I don't know Teejay. But Sharon say, you know Up Top Boss? People like, yeah, I know Up Top Boss. So it shows you, say, it's not like one time when VP and them people used to be there for take care of the youth them and like push the music to a next level. Most of the old time artists, I'm sorry Shaggy, not old time, but you know, no disrespect to you, my boss, but most of the veteran them, some of the idiot them too, them say VP rob them say all of the people them will try invest in the music, rob them and create like spread propaganda. So what you think we as young youth are gonna come do? We just want to do it by ourselves. We not even think about out there. Most of them. You get me? Just want to get a car and a horse and a chain. And we're good. So you realize that the numbers, you get me? Because nobody else not there if they push the thing. Everybody feel like the money I go send me Robbie, man. I'm not depend that right now. You get me?
You know, to add to what
Leave
TJ
that
is
to
saying,
you.
know, to add to what
Leave that to
TJ
you.
is saying,
Right. No.
we have one of the best institutions in the Caribbean when it comes to training people for music, the Edna
Yeah.
Manley School of Art.
Yeah.
But while we are there
What's the
training,
school? What's the school?
Edna Manley School of Art and Music. But while we are there training the next great Lila Ike, the next Sly and Robbie, we're not training the next manager. We're not training the next Clive Davis, the next Quincy Jones.
Sure.
We need to be implementing, especially where we are now, generationally. Edna Manley need to start offering these.
So we
sort of
start the
courses.
Island Music Conference University.
I also feel like as it relates to like the next managers or whatever, it also boils down to the young youth, them interests. Most of them just want to be a star or think that, you know, being a star is, you have to be the face of it, you have to be the artist or whatever. So it boils down to interest too, because I'm pretty sure there are means and ways to learn these things, but everybody wants to be the artist. You get me? I know a lot of people who I feel like, all right, I feel like your talent is actually writing a song. I don't think you're necessarily the person to deliver it. You get what I say? But you can't tell them that.
Check.
You know what I say? So that's another
And
thing.
with the manager them to, enough of them know for staying, them for know for staying at them lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Una an artist. No, really, una an artist. If you have an artist and the artist come in the room and him get the hot girl,
Oh, this sounds so.
him the on stage. You can't sit down and wonder why him get the hot girl, him the on stage. If him get the first class, he has to sit down and wonder why him get first class. How come him this? How come him that? How come him go Versace and then give him clothes and never give me clothes? You can't sing. Stay in your lane. If you are a manager, manage and realize that your job is behind the scene.
Yeah.
Me know why you know my video.
And next thing
I
to
know why
Shaggy.
you pan none of them. So.
Most manager, I think most manager is not even a manager. I think most manager is a booking agent. Like most of the managers in Jamaica are booking agent. They don't know anything about management. And most of them don't even believe in a teamwork. To me, I feel like too much idea in them thing. You get me? Yeah, it's like most manager like to point fingers at artists. When remember, me as an artist, you tell me as the manager, just sing. That's all I'm going to do, bro. So when things get bad or when things go wrong, don't point fingers at me. You get me? And say, you are. No, we. A teamwork. You get me? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ahmed or Adam, do we have one more? Okay, one more question. One more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you have a brother with the mic up there first.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, long time I work. Sorry.
Adam,
I'm not handling the mic thing.
Hey, everybody. We are going to keep order. We're going to be in order.
Yeah,
I
got you.
apologize.
Yeah,
I apologize if you think that your question may or may not be answered. We have a limited amount of time. There are people who have had their hands up for just as long, if not longer. Let's keep this as positive as possible, yes? Thank you.
Yes, I go by the name of King Kali, big bad hashtag. Man, I talk, me. Can you hear that?
mean?
Can you hear that?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Magnum top performer 2021, big up just busting at the building. And I don't have a question. I heard a question asked, and each time it lead DJ foot, the floor is open for me say what I want to say. And each time it leave, it go on next place. But him always bring it back. And I just want to say, I feel like the problem we have as a country is not necessarily the music, but it's a mindset. I have an uncle, him love tell speech, you know what I mean? And my personal uncle, all our uncle. Him tell a speech about mental slavery. You see? So with this management thing, I want to say it go deeper than just a man interest. Because you see, when me tell myself, say me I go take on music, my whole family look for me like the worst down there. So.
Yeah, joke thing.
So enough youth want to take up management of music are the backgrounds, but if the person who is the forefront, I get that treatment. Then when me about to take it up for? When me about to take up the background of shit?
That's the job, though.
You get me?
Passion.
But that's the job, though.
No, understand.
If you is a doctor tomorrow morning and them say, when the beeper, you can't say no answer the beeper, you know. Are you sign up for doctor, you know?
No, but watch your style now. I sign up for doctor because I want to help people. But if signing up for doctor, my whole family say, Ray, nobody now go want me nurse.
You know.
So the industry now develop because we as a people have a mindset where cause people for want to step away
but
from
it go both ways, you know. Because you see, another thing too, nobody can, managers are one thing, but you can't go to a situation where artists now do a manager, because manager can't create miracles either, you know.
Okay. No, but where do they learn?
The artists them have to be able to do that too.
Is a point me I get to, you know.
Yeah man, go through.
So the managers, if we shun them from the decision stage for do it, then that means I would not go create no channels for them go learn how to do it. So the mindset have to change from, oh, no, that's one thing to, yo, that thing they are feed with one type of way. So let us create some ways for people better than something. I feel like that's how we stuck now and just need to step past.
The point of
the mindset that causes us to not be creating spaces for the ones them go learn how to do these things that we want them to do.
I understand. The main thing we're supposed to be is this, right? If it is hard for some people to say, you know what, that man there, Teejay, our quarterback, and all the way I go play with position for him win. That is when he happen.
Very real talk.
You know, I want to say something to, just to add to that point there. I'm going to ask Lila. Lila, when you start out, how your family did feel about you doing music?
Like the first time my mother heard me as an artist was when I put out my first song. And she heard that on her own by herself because I couldn't tell her, say, I know you with me I go. When me tell her, say, me I left country, come a town. So I had to just take it up on myself and know, say, all right, this is what I want to do. She's definitely not going to be okay with it because I come from a place where nobody down there is a superstar. I had to use passion, despite everything that was happening around me, and decide, say, yo, this my love. So if it means I have to go sleep on the beach out of Jamnesia, till daylight, forget a taxi, if I go back at the call center work, that's what I'm going to do. You know, and I just feel like naturally when you take passion and drive and everything and walk into what you're walking into, me believing in God, I just feel like all other things are going to be added.
Can I say one thing too? Just up here, Adam. I was a manager before I worked at YouTube. I was a manager for 10 years. I've managed some of the biggest artists in the world for years. Before I was a manager, I was in politics. Before I was in politics, I was a teacher. Before I was a teacher, I was in school. And there's something that I learned in every single one of those situations that led me to be an incredible manager. So when you talk about making the pathway to create more people that play the sideline positions, the reality is that everything you're doing is preparing you for what you're doing next.
Amen.
So you have the responsibility to, no one can create a path for you. You have to take skills and understanding and learnings that you pull from everything that you do to get to where you want to go.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Hello. Yes, my name is Lloyd Stanbury.
Yes, Lloyd.
This question is for you, Shaggy. Earlier you said iHeart Media has 0 reggae channels or reggae stations. What do you think we could do or should do to make that reggae presence on iHeart Media change to the point where we do have at least one?
Well, even if you look at Sirius XM right now, you only have one. I think the Bob Marley channel is the only channel we used to have. We used to have again the Giant, which that is now online. Now, why them take the Giant off? Simply because the amount of numbers.
Your subscribers.
You know, everything boils down to analytics at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't think what I heard their model is anything personal towards the culture. It really is boiled down to analytics and numbers, right? And a big organization like that, they have to have a market that is solid to support dancehall. People, I used to go into pissing contests with Ebro from Hot 97 and all of them when them play with dancehall, right? And right before they what the show the music call it? It's the dance the reggae jam. What the show?
Bobby Condors.
Pan the reggae tip. Pan the reggae tip.
yeah, the
and them
concert.
add the tune, and right after reggae tip, them just stop playing. And I went through all of that with them, cussing and war. Sharon, you know my journey with them over and over again. And really, it's not because they just don't want to play your shit. It's really because the market isn't there. When they look at the number, they're making more. They're seeing more. Every dancehall selector right now in Brooklyn, where me know, in their set is a heavy Afrobeat set, right? So they're now changing over to it. Why they have to? Because there's a bigger market share for Afrobeat. That's just the bottom line. So if you want to see the change, we have to make reggae become, again, bankable. Exactly. That they can bank on expanding channels, right? Where you can move from a show to maybe. Remember back in our days, you would have Bobby Condas and then you have Bobby Condas and Jabba. Remember when Bobby Condas and Jabba show that used to early, No, I not the middle of the night today, Right? Remember, same thing on when Pat McKay used to be on BLS. It used to be early till it start, or late in the night, and that's what it is. Because the numbers start to reflect lower and lower and lower, and them just start going less. We have to do something culturally that is exciting to make the world stop and take notice and put us back in the game.
And I mean, if we look on Jamaica itself, and we have to be honest about that question, we have 33 radio stations. How many of them actually play 100% reggae?
Irie.
Right? No. One radio station do that on Edge 105 FM, but I'll take that one for myself. Right? So what we're looking at now is that we are in a space with 33 radio stations. We're in a space with 33 radio stations, and we really only have 2. And if we talk about, and with that, when we talk about 50% and more, we're probably talking 4. But this is the land of reggae. And we have 33 radio stations for the size of country where we have the amount of radio station, and yet is 4 play 60% and more. And out of those 4, only 2 play 70% and more. And out of those 2, only 1. So it comes back to exactly what Shaggy was saying before, what Teejay was saying before, what Lila was saying before, is that we have to put some value on our own culture within our own space. We've been waiting for, Shaggy, how long it take? If you were supposed to have gotten awards in Jamaica, you'd have come to the show them, don't it?
Well, Mr. Man, me really giant for the reward because I can't spend it more than the awards.
All right. No, I know that. But at the end of the day, you would have wanted to be in a space where you can feel appreciated.
Well, everybody wants to be appreciated by their peers and within their culture. You know what I mean? And that is it. And we are talking about the radio station them. I had said years ago, in France, matter of fact, I think it's either 70%, I think it's 60 or 70% French music has to be played on all radio stations.
Yeah. Canada also.
In Canada also. Yeah, I think as a land of reggae, we should have adopted that a long time ago.
Story, Zaire, Congo, which used to be called Zaire, Mobutu had the same rule.
Yes.
And that actually led to Congolese music blowing up all over the continent. It was called authenticité. Yeah. You had to play, and the songs were like 17 minutes long.
Yeah. That should be done. That you have to not just reggae, but Jamaican artists.
But in this day and age where anyone can get any music.
Yeah.
On any platform,
it probably would be competitive.
You can't.
Probably would be competitive that way because people can now take the music from YouTube.
Listen to all your music on YouTube.
Well, again, it comes back down to the quality.
Ahmed, can we have the gentleman right in front of you? Yeah. Can we ask a question?
Thank you. Hi. I would like to say that this is a great opportunity for us. Okay.
Oh, that which way there?
I'm right here.
Oh, that's all. I'm a general.
I'm right here.
Some bright lights in our face, so can't see.
We've talked about some of the issues, okay? But the fundamental problem, right, which people are talking about is actually the lack of value, okay? We value tourism, but we don't value something that's greater than tourism, which is Brand Jamaica. And the heart of Brand Jamaica is the music, okay?
Yeah.
So this is my question, okay? What are we going to do when we leave here today? Because 5 years from now, okay, I want to come back in 5 years' time and know that we've got a structure in place with direction so that we all benefit, all the artists and the producers of music benefit, okay? So is it Jampro? Is it the Minister of Culture? Is it the Ministry of Culture? What I want to leave this conference is the powers that be, Shaggy, Sharon, all the people who are connected, okay? We should have the ability and the opportunity to make representation to our government. Are those who are in position representing us, whether it's culture or whatever area, whether it's security, because we need to put a plan together. I don't want to come here and talk, and 5 years from now we're in the same place. I want a plan to live here.
Can I start to answer the question as an outsider?
And 5 years from now when I come back, I want there to be
I'll come back too in 5 years.
Place.
Me too. I'll come in 5 years. But I want to start, the first thing I have to, this is before I answer the question, is the first step is register for the conference for tomorrow. It's a different registration. Please make sure, because this conversation continues and it gets more formal, more detailed tomorrow. Okay, so that's the first thing. But wait, no. Second is I love Atlanta in America, and something I witnessed there is the music people, whether it be Coach K and Shaka Zulu, etc., they're very intentional about who they support for mayor. You know, you see on their social media, my mayor's name is Keisha, it says Stacey Abrams, etc. They work very closely together in terms of kingmaking in Atlanta because they have the nightclubs to protect, right? They have issues with the police, etc. There's so many, I don't want to get into details, but there's a very invisible strategy. And even I remember watching the documentary about Sweet Mickey in Haiti, right? And Wyclef ran against Sweet Mickey. You had two artists in Haiti, Compa, right? And he became the president of Haiti. And I watched that documentary. It was Praz produced, another artist, executive produced that documentary. And I said, oh my gosh, like this is, you don't hear of these type of things. So 5 years from now, whatever conversations, and the way the politics works, you don't do things publicly, otherwise you get shot down by, this isn't any country, this is not just Jamaica. Is that lobbying or et cetera happens behind closed doors? Like, hey, who do we want to support? Who has our back? Who will we actively help place in these positions? Because that's not how politics works. People don't do things for quote unquote free. They need to know that people have their back. So I don't want to get too much into the thing, but I just want to, I love Atlanta.
Well, at least we have the conversation. Yeah. We'll start the conversation now. And this is what this
private. You don't do it publicly.
This summit is. But no, we're having conversations. And I'm sure there are powers that be that are listening, that these are genuine concerns that are being brought up. And the conversation evokes action down the line, my brother. So that is what I'm saying. At least we started by having the conversation and hearing it. And at this point, if we continue the conversation and whatever elected officials that we are the ones that going to have to make them do what they need to do and hold them accountable.
Yeah, there's no country in the world of politicians just going to do something just for fun of it or just for the no.
But we have to also remember that we are an informal industry that has no collective voice. And there might be people that say they do it, but they don't. And until we are formalized, as Teejay said, there's a certain desensitization to how informal this thing named reggae be. And if you want artists and people in that informal industry to participate and be active voices and have a coalition, you have to bring value to them first.
Yeah.
So if the government don't value we, then we're like, oh, the government.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's where we are in the space. So to answer your question, that move, Shaggy can do as much as he wants to do. Me can do as much as he wants. Everybody, Lila, everybody. Sharon can kill off herself trying to sell this thing. But until we get that governmental support on the ground, I mean, contextually, it's just another day in the hood, and we have to just work it out ourselves.
All right, this is the real last question now, because we don't want to keep everyone. People are hungry. I hear stomachs growling.
All right, so I'll try to make it short. My name is Kerwin Ballers. I'm from Guyana. Sharon, thank you for inviting me. My question is for the two younger artists, and I do agree with you guys in terms of, you know, you want to blend your music to reach a wider audience. I'm standing right here. But my question is to the panel is, maybe do you guys think that this time around you guys might be getting it a little wrong in terms of what Jamaican artists thinks that the outside world is looking for? I'll give you an example. I came to Jamaica 2 days. I also run a radio station in Guyana. We also do entertainment in Guyana. We bring all of the big artists. And it was a struggle to find a station to listen to dancehall music. When I'm jumping on a plane and I'm coming to Jamaica, I'm not coming to hear pop and hip hop. You know, I'm coming to Jamaica for dancehall music.
Yeah,
I was struggling. I was struggling last night to even find a nice dance hall to go to. And I can tell you this, that in Guyana, my colleagues are over there, right? We criticize a lot because the DJs play more Jamaican music in Guyana on the radio stations than what's played in Jamaica right now.
Real talk that.
And Teejay, you know that too, right?
Real talk.
Excuse me, you're saying that you come to Jamaica and you can't find any dancehall space to take in dancehall music?
No, I'm saying I was trying to find a place with a real authentic dancehall last
Radio
night.
or space?
Both, radio and space.
Bro, there's a dancehall party every night in Jamaica.
Well, apparently
a dancehall isn't a shop that you go to, you know, it's a space you have to find.
Right, but I'm saying as a tourist, apparently I was talking to the wrong people.
Yes, you
Maybe.
were.
If you had said reggae, me'd have said all right then.
But I run through a lot of radio stations in the last 2 days, and I can tell you that I was quite disappointed because I didn't find the amount of dancehall on radio that I thought I would have coming to Guyana. But maybe I'll listen to the wrong radio.
Still, but I'll tell you
that still, I mean.
Melissa Radio, most time Melissa Radio, trust me.
A reggae.
I swear. Be a trap. Liquor Baby, Rad Wave, you name it.
Okay, I think we're at time. Thank you guys so much. This was a great panel. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Shaggy.
Respect,
Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Teejay. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, the Island Music Conference. Thank you, YouTube, Future Insiders. I love this conversation. And like you said, this conversation cannot be a dead-end conversation. There has to be action. There has to be plan, etc. Continue.
Y'all not making it loud enough. That was huge.